it is Kat and I'm alone this week, so let's do what seems to be a theme on this channel and talk about books. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about a couple of the books on my to-be-read list, and then I'm going to talk about my favourite books. So, let's just get started. Number 1 on my to-be-reads list is Always with Love by Giovanna Fletcher. I've read her 3 other books. I have not read her novellas yet, but when I heard that there was a sequel to Billy and Me, I had to have it. Plus anything that the Fletchers write, I am all over. So, book number 1 on my to-be-read. I say to-be-read. I'm halfway through. But I feel like that still counts as a to-be-read because I haven't finished reading it. So, book number 1. Okay, so book number 2 on my to-be-read list is My Mad Fat Diary. It's by Ray Earl, and it was turned into a TV series on 4E, which is an English network. And I found it by scrolling through Tumblr, just looking through tags and stuff, and I found this TV show. I'm like, what is this? I need this in my life. It sounds fantastic. Watched the entire series, binge watched it, and then I'm like, I wonder if there's anything else about it, any spin-off series, and then I came across the book. So there's this one, and then there's My Madder Fatter Diary. I didn't see the point in including both of them in this because it's just a sequel. So yeah, I need to read this to see if it is similar to the show because I adored the show. And then to be read number 3 is Shocker, another Fletcher book. So this one is On the Other Side by Carrie Hope Fletcher. She is the sister-in-law of Giovanna. And yeah, it's so pretty. And I want to love this book so bad, so please be super excited to read this one. Now that the to-be-reads are over, let's get on with the stuff that you guys should read. There are 8 favourite books here, and they're the sort of books that, if you haven't read, I would so highly recommend because they just... I'm not gonna lie, I read a lot of fluff pieces. None of these are gonna be hard-hitting, super emotional in your chest. Favourite book number 1 is a classic. Peter Pan! Okay, so if there is ever a book that when you are married and have kids, or even if you just have kids, you read to them, I suggest Peter Pan. It is one of the best books. It is one of the, one of my most favourite stories ever. The movies, everything, just... J.M. Barrie is so clever. I have 2 copies of this. Hold on. This is how intense my love for this book is. I have this version, hardback, hefty, and then I have this version, which is my paperback, which I go through. I dog-ear pages, I know, much to people's dismay. I go in with a grey lead, and I underscore and make notes of things that it's one of those texts that I weirdly want to analyse, and I just want to pick apart every detail. If someone tries to have an argument with me about Peter Pan facts, ooh boy Sonny, they're in trouble. Favourite book number 2 is an Australian book, I'm pretty sure. It's called Looking for Alibrandi. I studied this in Year 9. This is another book that I have multiple copies of. This is my tatty... I think this is my highlight. Yeah. This is my highlighted version. Ooh. As you can see there, this is the one I actually studied in school. So this is the one that has notes in it, all that sort of stuff. And then later on, I repurchased a brand new pristine copy so that I could have both. And this one's got this soft spine, and you can tell this one's loved, but if I'm ever going to loan the book to someone to read, I'm gonna give them the other one so it doesn't have all my scribblings and analysis in it. You're reading, you're thinking, yeah, la la la, it's fine and dandy, and then pow, it will punch you in the heart a little bit. So, favourite book number 3 is actually 2 books in one. This is quite hefty for a YA read. This is definitely young adult fiction. But it's called Endless Summer. So it's 2 books. The first book is called The Boys Next Door, and then the second one's called Endless Summer, and they just put it in one big book together. And if you want just a really easy summer read, over the school holidays, you don't have anything to do, this book has you. It's cute, it's sappy, it makes you emotional, it makes you angry at times. Like, it is your perfect YA read. Favorite book number 4. Another classic. Like, are you seeing this? Alice in Wonderland. This is Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and Other Stories. Holy cow, if you're ever... This, like Peter Pan, is if you're going to read a nonsense book. This one's your nonsense one, Peter Pan is your sentimental one. If you're going to read a nonsense book to your children. Alice in Wonderland. This one is just the Adventures in Wonderland. This one is the complete illustrated Lewis Carroll collection. Like, oh. I have a script. Like, a full-blown script. It is Alice. Like, you don't throw out anything Alice. Alice. So, my next favourite book is actually a tiny little one. But this is a Shakespeare. It is... There we go. A Midsummer Night's Dream. It is my favourite Shakespeare play ever. And that's coming from someone who's like studied a fair few of them through school and through drama and theatre. I studied a lot of Shakespeare plays. This one is another one I performed, as you can see. That is my script. Yes, I studied it. But I decided at one point that having my script was not enough. I needed to have the physical... Granted, it's very cute and tiny. But I needed to have the physical copy so I could just read it. It is gorgeous. My 5th favourite book is... Oh, look, another Giovanna Fletcher book. But this one is the 3rd book she released. It's called Dream a Little Dream. When I first started reading it, I could not get into it. I brought it with me camping. I'm like, no, I am going to read this book. I have loved Giovanna's 2 other books. I need to love this one. I love this one. I think it's my favourite. Like, as much as it took a while for me to get into it, once I was into it, this one was so good. I keep resting on my books like this, but that's just because, when I think about them, I just can't function and I have to do this. Okay, so my second last favourite book, if you watched my music tag or if you've watched anything I've said, will come as no surprise, but this book is the autobiography by McFly. The story of their childhood, like their entire life, but it basically tells how McFly came to be and their story so far. Like, it's McFly Unsaid Things, the story so far. I know most of you won't ever read this one, but I'm putting this in my, like, your guys' to be read and my favourite books just because I can't have a favourite books list without putting Unsaid Things in this. Ugh, look at them! Ugh. I'm fangirling over McFly as I'm wearing a Vamps t-shirt. Like, where is my loyalty? My final favourite book is, once again, going back to my childhood roots, The BFG by Roald Dahl. My favourite book as a kid. Like, if I were to read a book, I destroyed my sister's copy of this because I read it so many times. So then for Christmas one year, my parents got me my own cover. And like, the movie's just come out. The movie of one of my favourite books ever. It smells like childhood, actually. Those were my 8 favourite books and 3 of my to-be-reads. And that's about all I got. I think I've fangirled over books enough. There may still be drool. Who knows? But that is all I have for you this week. So I shall see you next week with Harriet. Because you know the deal by now. Bye, guys.